Welcome back, agents! Glad to have you here for another build video. This one's gonna be nasty, in the best way possible. Today we're diving into a Pestilence build, one of the most toxic setups in the Division 2, and I mean that literally. If you've ever wanted to watch your enemies melt just by running near them, this is the build for you. Now, for those who don't know, the Pestilence is an exotic LMG that spreads disease like wildfire. Every bullet stacks a debuff called Plague of the Outcasts, and when your target dies, that plague jumps to anyone nearby. It's perfect for crowd control and just watching chaos unfold in PvE or PvP. So sit back, get your loadouts ready, and let's infect the battlefield together. Let's go. Now, let's talk more in depth about what this build does to Armor Region players, because that's where it really starts to shine.
If I pip over myself, please.
Armor Region builds are all about outlasting opponents. They rely on the idea that if they can survive your burst damage and stay in cover just long enough, their armor will tick back up slowly, giving them the edge in extended fights. But here's the problem for them. The Pestilence never stops ticking. Once you apply those stacks, it doesn't matter if they try to backpedal, roll, or pop a medkit, the damage keeps coming. And because it counts as combat damage, their regen can't activate the way it normally would. Pestilence forces them to stay in combat, locking their regen down while their armor just bleeds away. In this video, you'll notice exactly that. Even the most tanked out regen builds, guys running high armor cores, regen mods, and talents like Intimidate, Bloodsucker, can't stay alive. They try to out-heal the ticks, but they fall behind fast. There's just no direct counter to that damage over time once it's applied. They're stuck watching their armor disappear while you're already repositioning or pressuring their teammates.
You got shit
and
on,
that's
bitch.
where movement
Fucking
becomes
shit
your
on
best
your
weapon.
ass.
You're not built to face tank. You're built to apply pressure and rotate. So once you tag someone with stats, sit still. Move out, change elevation, swing wide, whatever it takes to avoid getting focused. The Pestilence rewards smart, aggressive movement. You're constantly applying threat, then vanishing before they can lock onto you.
Oh my God,
If you stand still, you'll get beamed, but if you keep repositioning, the enemy ends up panicking, trying to chase you down while their armor continues to tick away. That's the power of this setup. You don't win by overpowering regen, you bypass it entirely. So pay attention to the gameplay, watch how these regen players fall apart. No cover can save them, no time is safe, and once the stacks are on, the countdown begins. It's honestly too easy to kill bot players in a 1v1. They crumble under pressure. Doesn't matter if they've got Striker and a bunch of NPCs feeding them stacks, you can still beam them down in a straight-up fight. No excuses, no second chances. Watch how easy it is to kill these bots when they fight you one-on-one.
Right here.
This is why they refuse to fight anyone one-on-one.
Easy 1v1 body.
Let's break down this build. This is what we've all been waiting for. We start with the exotic LMG, Pestilence. Its talent, Plague of the Outcasts, applies a debuff that deals 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds, stacking up to 50 times. When an enemy dies with this debuff, all the stacks transfer to a nearby enemy within 25 meters, spreading the damage like a deadly virus. For my mask, I use Catharsis, with a crit damage mod, for a bit of survivability. The healing cloud it drops helps me recover while I keep putting out damage. On the chest piece, I run the Seska rifle to boost my crit chance, paired with the Unbreakable talent for extra survivability. This lets me get up close and personal in fights instead of just sniping from afar. I also run a 3-piece Langmoss set to gain an additional 30% LMG damage. Trust me, this really cranks up your damage output when firing. For gloves, I go with Contractor's gloves because they provide both LMG damage and damage to armor, which perfectly complements this build. Finally, I use the Adrenaline Rush talent because I like to rush into fights aggressively, and the extra armor it grants helps me survive those close encounters. Let me know what you think about this setup. I'm sure many of you have seen similar builds, or maybe something totally different. What would you change? I'd love to hear your opinions. Also, yes, I still need to expertise my gear. I'm working on it, don't worry. One of the best parts about this build is how flexible it is. You can play it super passive or super aggressive, depending on your playstyle and the situation you're in. As you can see throughout this video, I've done both. You can sit back, apply stacks, and let the Pestilence do the work over time. Or you can get right in their face and apply pressure until they break. It's all about how you choose to engage. In group play, this build really shines. Pair it with a healer, someone running Coyote's Mask, or another team member stacking damage buffs, and suddenly, your Pestilence ticks are hitting even harder. Imagine having someone give you that crit boost from Coyotes, or a healer letting you stay fully engaged the entire time. The synergy is ridiculous. That pressure never lets up, and you become an even bigger threat on the battlefield. You'll notice I'm able to push enemies hard, and sometimes even face tank them. Yes, even when they're running things like Umbra Initiative. The Pestilence doesn't care about their buffs. Once those stacks hit, the clock starts ticking. Even if they're hiding behind cover, trying to play smart, they're still not safe. You can move in, get your stacks applied, and beam them down with sustained fire and consistent damage over time. And for those armor regen builds, we already talked about how Pestilence shuts them down, but if you want to be extra toxic, in a good way, throw a foam grenade on them first. Lock them in place, apply the stacks, and watch their armor disappear while they're completely helpless. There's really no escaping it. This build isn't just effective, it's fun. It forces players out of their comfort zone, especially those who rely on cheesier regen setups. It punishes bad positioning, rewards smart movement, and gives you a true sense of control in every fight. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. And I know we're going to start seeing a lot more Pestilence builds showing up in the Dark Zone after this. It's the perfect counter to all the armor regen nonsense we've been dealing with, and when used right, it absolutely melts through the meta. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and definitely share this with your squad. This build is a game changer, and I guarantee it'll have regen players in their feelings real quick. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.